The Volquest 2-Minute Drill is brought to you by Craven Wings.
I'm Brent Hubbs alongside Eric Kane for the Craven Wings 2-Minute Drill. Reminder, 3 locations now to serve you. That Maryville location is open for Craven Wings, also in Choteau, Seymour as well. All right, Eric, Tennessee's in an open date. This is the one opportunity we get a chance to speak with some players and with Josh Heupel. We'll start with Josh Heupel. He was a man about the business today, right? It was let's flush the Florida win, move on. From an injury standpoint, no surprise, no real update there. But what's your overall takeaway from kind of where Tennessee is middle of the week of this open date?
Yeah, Josh Heupel didn't give a whole lot, and you knew he wasn't going to on the injury front. Asked about Cedric Tillman specifically, didn't say anything there about Dylan Sampson and some others. Said that they'll have to see how the week progresses. One note, a lot of you guys have been asking about Hendon Hooker. He did say Hendon Hooker was out on the field and looked good, so he doesn't expect any hold up there. But, from Heupel and the players, a good win, worth celebrating, dancing in the locker room a little bit, having some fun, but knowing when you go back and watch that film, as Bryce Neeson pointed out, there wasn't a whole lot of pats on the back. It was very critical. This is what you did wrong. This is how you correct it. And I think that's what a bye week is all for, because you got LSU, Alabama, Kentucky. I mean, it gets going from here.
Look, we didn't talk to every player. We talked to 4 players. We talked to Josh Heupel. The maturity, though, did kind of jump out when you talk to those guys. Everybody was happy to win. I don't want to take anything away from that. But they clearly have turned the page and moved forward and know that they won with a ton of mistakes.
Yeah, and that's kind of what Bryce Neeson was saying. Rodney Garner's tough on the practice field. He's tough in the film room, dancing in the locker room, having some fun, but knowing, an effort like that defensively, a lot of times you might not win that football game the next time. So saw that from Bryce Neeson. Ramel Keaton, just overall, we haven't spoke to Ramel an awful lot throughout his career. When we have, it's been a man of few words. Thought he opened up and kind of discussed his growth, the path, and kind of for him personally on the football field, watching Cedric Tillman, trying to get better, taking advantage of his moment. That looked like a guy who was very, I don't want to say he was beaming with confidence, but comfortable in his own skin, and obviously had a good game on Saturday.
Well, no doubt. And it's another example of a guy who stayed the course, which is, I think, one of the overriding themes on this football team is a bunch of guys who stayed the course. Another guy who's enjoying playing the game of football, but he's always enjoyed playing the game of football, is Javonte Spraggins. It's different for Spraggins now, though, because of that maturity and the experience that he has. It's about the finer details for Spraggins these days.
Yeah, he said he always plays the game with an energy. He's always high motor all the time, but knowing the little details matter the most. And didn't really know that as a freshman, not much as a sophomore, but now as an upperclassman, really just tailoring in on those details on a week like this is where you can get a whole lot better, and that's a big reason why he's been really pretty solid in pass protection. Hadn't given up a sack, hadn't given up a quarterback hurry. Now you play on the interior, that helps, but still he's taking some strides.
Well, and he's playing with a quarterback who can move and get him out of trouble, which he acknowledged, and a quarterback where Josh Heupel really can't find a whole lot of things that Hendon Hooker is doing wrong right now. He acknowledged he could get better, but there's a lot of things that Hendon Hooker's doing well, and Josh Heupel did acknowledge that.
Yeah, he did. He said, that his leadership, his maturity. I know we're talking Josh Heupel, but Javonte Spraggins said he was beaming. He said, hey, that's the guy. He puts us in position to win every single game, and it's the standard answer, and it's the right answer. You can always get better. We can get better at our jobs. They can get better on the football field, but I'd like to know what, because he was pretty good on Saturday. Got off to a good start as well, which is something that he had not been doing earlier this season, but Tennessee's got a quarterback. He was out on the practice field today, and I think everybody knows that where Hendon goes is where this offense will go.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's an offense playing well right now, an offense trying to stay in rhythm, a defense trying to make some improvements on some things during a critical open date before Tennessee gets ready to go to Baton Rouge to take on the LSU Tigers. For Eric Kane, I'm Brent Hubbs, Volquest.com. Don't forget to check out our good friends at Craven Wings.
When you're craving wings, it's got to be Craven Wings. Online at cravenwings.com.